Hello Fantasy Faithfuls and welcome to O.J. Howard's Fantasy Snapshot. In 2019, Howard will be facing a group of teams that last year gave up 115.3 fantasy points to tight ends, 14th least in the NFL with 11.2 yards per reception and 5.8 touchdowns on average. Breaking down his receiving, I know I say I want short left targets over anything, but the deep middle is right behind it, and look at that 19% of his target. That is by far the highest of any tight end and what makes Howard special. Add that he catches 67% in the deep middle and he's looking like a future superstar by just looking at one zone. Add that his highest catch rate is in the short right, which is his most targeted zone, fantastic at 83%, the fourth highest among tight ends. Lastly, his production is fantastic across the board except the short right, and that is why with his injury he didn't finish higher last year. If you add 1 yard per catch here, and he's challenging for a top 3 tight end by the end of the year, no doubt. The opponent that fits his trends the best is the Los Angeles Rams. They gave up 35 yards per reception, and opposing tight ends had a catch rate of 70% in the deep middle zone, so be sure to start me in DFS for that game. Howard's one-game floor is 1.5 points and ceiling 13.5 based on all the games he's played in the league. 7th highest floor and 5th highest ceiling for tight ends, strong numbers. Especially since the likeliness of him scoring above the ceiling and booming is high at 2.2%, and his bust risk below the floor is low at 0.5%. His touchdown rate last year was 10.4%, the 5th highest in the league. Not insanely high, but it is up there. Based on my market share study, I have him predicted for only 70 targets and 44 receptions. This is not extremely high and one of the few things that I see holding him back, but also can change with Jackson Humphreys gone, so I'm not too worried.
Winston pressure coming. Wide open alone. The catch made. Touchdown Buccaneers. O.J. Howard.
I would like to promote my new Patreon page. As a patron, you get access to exclusive player breakdowns and mentioned at the end of each YouTube video. I would also like to highlight the Fantasy Snapshot bundle with video breakdowns of 100 players. Get your access code for $15.99 and receive that edge you've been looking for in fantasy. Head over to cstfantasy.com/fantasy snapshot to learn more. All links can be found below. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Howard only played 10 games last year, but still managed to be usable in 6 of them. Crank that up to 15 games, not counting week 17, and we have 9 usable weeks, same as George Kittle. The situation breakdown for Howard shows that he is pretty even in his home-away splits, being a bit better on the road. He is even more even, if that's a word, concerning the defenses. No difference if they're good against tight ends or not. Finally, where there is a difference, he scores a lot more against losing teams, a good thing as he has the easiest schedule in the division. Only 7 red zone targets in 2018, and with those targets he scored 4 touchdowns, which is fantastic if we only look at the success rate. However, the amount of targets is concerning, but as I said before, there are fewer options on the team now, and this would easily be 3 to 4 more targets so he can land on 4 touchdowns again. The average risk of Howard not scoring above 10 fantasy points in 2018 was 36.6%, which is on the lower side of things. This is just behind Kittle and Ebron and shows to me that talking him up as a top guy is not taken out of thin air. Based on his current AP of 55 overall and all the numbers in this video, I give him a draft grade of A+. Howard is my second favorite tight end to draft after Kittle. I really love his receiving trends, and with less competition for targets, I expect his red zone looks to increase. He's a bit pricey, but I want this guy on my team and I'm willing to pay for it. Hello Fantasy Faithful, I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to check out more of them right here and here. In case you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat.